now to make sure you can just do all steps. Listen closely and don't change my steps. If you change my steps, then there's going to be a problem. Listen to what you do in step 1. Success said, in step 1, when they ask us to find number of moles for the very first time, whatever the question, we are either going to use method number 1. So we should write these 3 formulas. Number of moles is equal to mass over molar mass, okay? And your mass over molar mass, right? Number of moles is mass over molar mass. I want you to say number of moles. Don't write it as mass over molar mass, okay? Write it as number of moles is equal to mass over mR, or number of moles is equal to mass over AR. Okay, say write mass in full. Don't change anything here. So we are going to use either this or this. These are the first formulas. Then method number 2 is number of moles is equal to concentration times volume. This is going to be the second formula for number of moles. This is number of moles, okay, is equal to concentration, and your concentration should be in moles per dm cubed, times the volume. Your volume should be in dm cubed, but they'll always give you in cm cubed. So you remember I said you must first do this. Volume in dm cubed will be equal to volume in cm cubed divided by 1,000. Divided by 1,000. That's how you get volume. And then you multiply by concentration. Then number 3, I want you to say the third thing, the third way to find number of moles is by saying number of moles is going to be equal to volume in dm cubed divided by 24 dm cubed. Remember that if they give you this, you use when you are at RTP. If they say you are at RTP, or if they say you are at 25 degrees Celsius, that is RTP, room temperature, okay? 25 degrees Celsius. So you're going to use one of these 3 ways. That's the first. I don't want to see anything else. The first step, I want to see you either use this one, or this one, or this one. You're going to use it in step 1, which is the first time you get moles, and also you're going to use it in step number 3 when they ask you to find concentration or the volume or the mass or something. You use one of these 3 formulas. But step number 2, the second step where you are going to find moles, you are going to use ratios in the equation to find moles. You use ratios in the equation to find moles. That's what you do on the second one. Look at this. Dilute sulfuric acid, blah, 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 blah. They give you them. You know that. Look, calculate the number of moles. Class, this is you in the exam. Don't do it your own way. Don't change. Don't change from this which I'm showing you. Right? Don't change from this which I'm showing you. Listen. What you know is the very first time they ask you to find number of moles, either you're going to use number of moles is equal to mass over molar mass. But you're going to write your molar mass as AR or MR. You choose. I'll show you how to see it. Then this is the first one. Or you're going to use the second one, which says number of moles is equal to concentration times volume. Or you're going to use the third one, which says that the number of moles is equal to volume in dm cubed divided by 24 dm cubed. This is the third and final one. So we're going to use one of these 3. Okay, so which one works? You always look at the data you have been given. Okay? You always look at the thing. Look at it now. Listen. Let's go for it. If you're given mass, you're given the mass of something. And they even gave you the MR. So obviously it's the first one, mass over molar mass, because MR is the type of molar mass. So you write number of moles is equal to mass over MR. Remember, I said the molar mass, you write it as MR or AR. depending on the one you have. You use MR. When do you use MR? You use MR when you are going to have something big like this. Then you use AR when you have something small. Anyway, are we all together? Are we all together? So now we're going to use number of moles is mass over M. The first step they ask you for moles, we use the formula. Everybody is with me here? Everybody agrees with me that the first step in moles, you use one of the three formulas. This is how we're going to crack this topic. By knowing the stages. Once you change the stages, then we're going to have a problem. So the only way to solve this topic is follow the stages. The first stage, everybody in here, use one of the three. So here they said, the first, read here, just read here only, number of moles of this, and then they give you the mass. This is the mass. So, and then here is the MR, so you use this one. What is going to be the mass? 4.20 grams. MR? Grams per mole. So now, let's find the number of moles. What is the number of moles? What is the number of moles? 4.20 divided by 84. 0.05 moles. So this is 0.05. Then now we come to the second. Deduce the number of moles. Are you going to be surprised to say they want moles again? No! I've already told you that it's going to happen. They're going to ask you for moles again. What I want you to know is, in stage 1, when they ask you for moles, you use the formulas, okay? One of the three formulas. In stage 2, you don't even look at the formulas. The next time they ask you for moles, they want you to now use the equation. They now want you to use the equation. Say, they want me to use the equation? Yes. Okay. Who do they want you to find? They want you to find number of moles of CO2. So you come and you say CO2 is one of the things I'm looking at. Then who did you find for? You find number of moles of NaHCO3, which is this one. Can you see? So now you're going to now say, for me to find the number of moles of CO2, this is going to be, look at what you're going to do. You are going to say, listen, you start with this answer which you had, 0.05 moles. Then you are going to multiply. You are going to multiply the number in front of CO2. Isn't you now 1 moles for CO2? So the number in front of CO2 here, what is it? 2. Divided by the number in front of the one you already have. In step 1, you got moles for who? For NaHCO3. So come see the number in front of NaHCO3. That's 2. So you divide by 2. And then now you should get an answer. So this is going to be 0.05 moles. Did we use the formula? No. What did we use? The ratio. Let's go to another question. We'll do step 3 again. We are ignoring step 3 for now. Let's see here. Let's see here. Right. Step 1. The very first time they ask us for number of moles, what are we going to use? Class, can you hear me? Hello? Yes. Step 1, what do we use? Millicent, what do we use in step 1? To find the first time they ask us for number of moles. If you can master these stages, then I'm happy. This lesson will be done. But if you haven't mastered the steps, then the lesson is not done. Okay? Are we together? Are we together? Yes, so tell me, yes, hello?
Can you please check your message?
Okay. Give me 1 second, everybody. Okay. Can you all hear me nicely? Okay, good. So, in the very first step, let's follow the stages together. Sorry, I just got that call. Let's follow the stages together. I'm happy. Let's follow the stages together, right? We want to follow the stages together. So, right. What do we do in the first step? Number of moles. They ask us to find number of moles in the first step. What do we do when they ask us to find number of moles in the first step? We use one of the three, right? The first one says number of moles is mass over AR or mass over MR, right? We use one, or mass over MR. The second one says number of moles is concentration times volume, right? The third one says number of moles, if you're at RTP, is 20 is the volume which you get in dm cubed. Okay, you should change it to dm cubed, divided by 24 dm cubed. So we are going to use one. Which one works? Look at the information you have been given. We are getting for calcium hydroxide. So be smart. Go back up and look for what you've been given for calcium hydroxide. Here, 20 cubic meters. This is volume. Okay, did they say at RTP? No. They then gave us moles per dm cubed. Oh, this is concentration. So we have C and V. So you're going to say number of moles is equal to concentration times volume, which is, what's the concentration? This one in moles per dm cubed, 0.0150 moles per dm cubed. Because that's for calcium hydroxide, the one we are dealing with here. Multiplied by the volume. Volume is 20.0 cubic centimeters. You divide it by 1,000. Class, what's 20 divided by 1,000? Hmm? 0.020 dm cubed. So that's the volume. You need to, as we said, don't leave the volume in cm cubed or else you get it wrong. Okay? Are we together? You divide by 1,000, you get in dm cubed. Now multiply them and tell me what you get for number of moles. 0.015 times 0.02. 0.0030, I think, moles. Something like that, right? Is it the one? Is it the one? Class? Is it the one? Did you get that? Did you multiply in your calculators? Let me do it. 0.015 times 0.002. Okay? No, times 0.02, sorry. You get 0. Oh, okay. It's actually 3 zeros. 0.0003 moles. So it's going to be 0.0003 moles. Are we together? Determine the number of moles of this, which react with this. Determine the number of moles of HNO3. This is the second step. I don't care. I don't care what they want moles for. It's the second time. So we have to use the equation now. Do you know, if you do this, I will be so happy. Get me 100. Letty, do you promise me Letabo? Lenny? Good, Letabo. Well done. First step, you use one of the three formulas. I am making you masters of this. So I want you to always trust the methods I give you. It will make sure that no question will ever confuse you. You see, I'm training you using the hardest questions. These are past paper questions from 2025 and 2024. So these are literally the questions that people ran away from. When you hear your seniors say, oh, stoichiometry is so hard and everything, they are running away from this. But you are not going to be scared. You understand what's going on. So now, you say the very first time they ask you for moles, you use one of the three formulas. So you should have the three formulas. Everyone in here should know the three formulas for stoichiometry. These ones. We use them in step 1 and we use them in step 3. Step 2, when they ask us for moles again, we don't use this. We use the equation, but we said you must start with the moles which you just found. You just found 0.0. You now want number of moles for HNO3. So you say, now I want for HNO3, right? So what do? I start with these ones that I have already. So I start with 0.0003. Then what do? I start with 0.0003. Then I multiply by the ratio. Let's see, who did we have? CaOH2. So we come to the equation. We look for CaOH2. It's this one. We'll see the number in front of him. Then who do we want? We want HNO. So we want HNO3. This one. So this is the other one. Now what you do is, the one you want should always be at the top. The number in front of the one you want. Now you want for HNO3. So his number 2 should be at the top. Divided by the number for the one you have. You just found for CaOH2. What number is in front of him? 1. His number should be at the bottom. Don't change. So now you do that. You get 0.0006 moles. Okay? Because it would be 0.0003 times 2 over 1 is just 2. Okay? So 0.003 moles times 2, which becomes 0.0006 moles. So that's your answer, 0.0006. Are we together? Don't let me down. I'm giving you questions. Don't write your own thing. Don't write different from this. Please. Don't let me down. So I'm going to put the questions on Google Classroom. Submit. Write neat. Write things that are not neat give me a headache. A serious one. I don't want a headache. Write neatly. Take nice pictures. Put them on Cam Scanner. Convert them to PDF. One big PDF of all your pictures. Okay. You add. You take all your pictures. You add them to one. If you don't know, you call me. Then you show me. I'll tell you. Then you send it to me as a PDF, and I'm going to mark. Okay.